Are you able to tell the difference when someone's injured between like inflammation, maybe it could be a torn ACL, or let's say to the neck, or even the shoulder? If wait a minute, that's a pinched nerve. Like, can you explain like the difference between these injuries and like how you would go about fixing them? And it's more focused on something that I had, and it was on a pinched nerve, and it wasn't so much like inflammation. It was how the fuck do I get this pinched nerve out? What I thought, and a little bit of background story on that. What I think happened, I think I was just bench pressing one day and I read a lot about it. It could have not just been a pinched nerve, but even a ligament.
Yeah.
It might have got caught between there, like something so small that I couldn't even lift my arm up. When you're getting these clients, are you able to assess them? How would you address a pinched nerve versus like inflammation or something else?
Well, again, you got to look at what's pinching the nerve. You know, so is it because some muscles are just way too tight and pulling the joint in a certain direction, and that's what's causing, you know, like the shoulders to come forward, for example, and it can cause a little bit of entrapment on the nerve. Well, then you got to loosen up those muscles that pull it in that bad position, and usually also strengthen the muscles that kind of reverse it and pull it back in a normal position, so everything is mechanically in line and everything can go freely. So yeah, like, and usually like to figure out if there's something neural going on, usually there's like radiating pain and stuff like that.
But sometimes I was reading online, because this wasn't for 8 months. This has been fixed for 2 years now, but even online, some doctors were saying surgery, and I really question that. They were saying like, well, if you want to really fix that pinched nerve, you can do a quick surgery, and they can actually go there and like get it out. Is that possible? Or is that
like the one thing is with looking stuff up online? It's you know, like with anything, like with joint and muscle injuries, or you know, I've got a little stomach pain, and before you know it, you get the worst disease known to man, right? And you're getting all kinds of things in your head. So that's definitely the same thing. If you look up, okay, my shoulder's hurting in this and that spot, and then you can kind of get caught in that rabbit hole of terrible things.
Yeah.
So it all depends, you know, like, but you know, try for the simplest solution first, and then if that doesn't work, try maybe something else. If that doesn't work, and then because like surgery you can't undo, right? So. And surgery in itself is kind of a trauma on the body. So well, again, sometimes it's necessary, but it is a trauma, and you need to recover. And I've seen people, like a year or 2 years after shoulder surgery, where you know it's maybe worse than it was before the shoulder surgery. You know,
and that's because they're favoring it after the surgery.
Well, like maybe the surgery was not necessary, or you know, like again, they're cutting around, and the shoulder is a very complicated joint. Like whereas knee is a very simple joint. You know, there's a couple of ligaments, and it bends and extends only, and that's pretty much it. So knee surgeries are very simple and also relatively easy to recover from most of the time. But with the shoulder, because it's a ball and socket joint, you know, and there's a lot more different muscles involved and everything. And again, like I said, like muscles, they don't get tied for fun, they get tied out of protection. When you get surgery, sometimes they can kind of freak out your nervous system, and it's thinking, okay, there's some problems here. We need to tense stuff up to protect it and keep it safe. But then you can get more problems from that protection, because then those muscles stay tight the whole time. Lack of blood flow in those muscles, and they get irritated, they get painful. Then you end up using other muscles more, and you kind of get this snowball effect from it.
Yeah, it's that's I've always tried to
answer your
question.
It
does, and I understand that sense. Like this type of podcast, everyone's different. If you're having a consultation, like even for yourself, when someone comes in for a consultation, you don't really know what's going. You have to go through a process to figure out what the hell's wrong with them first. Yeah. It's not, it's not, one thing fits all type of mentality.
And usually, I kind of have an idea.
Yeah.
You know, it's just somebody's like when they fill out a form on my website, like this and this, just based on, okay, you know, how long it's been hurting and when it's hurting, you can already have an idea. But then, you gotta, because a lot of times people, if I'm just at a restaurant, for example, or in a bar even, and then sometimes people come up to me like, hey Thomas, I know you're not working, but, you know, and then comes like, you know, my elbow hurts, what should I do? You know, and it's like, well,
I can't tell you right now.
You know, that's it's a simple question with a complicated
I'm sure you've
answer.
had a few beers with a few guys at the bar, and maybe, all right, come over here. Let me take a look at you.